Memorial Hospital Station. 各位旅客请注意，右侧开门。Attention please.
Why did you agree to do this interview? Why did you agree to meet us?
Well, I think thanks to Michelle's explanation and the patience, because I also raised a lot of questions. Yeah, and at the very first beginning, I even questioned about the motive of this project, because I think it's quite common to meet a lot of Michael or the Michael Ting. Yeah, as long as their family name is Ting. Yeah, so to Chinese or to so-called Eastern people, English name is very easy to be changed occasionally. Okay, so people do not stick to one English name lifetime. So at the very first beginning, I also challenged this. After Michelle's patient explains to me patiently, I think that's fine, as long as I have the time. So it does no harm to do the interview and to make more friends. Facial expression also conveys something we don't know. It cannot compare with the cyber experience. Facial expression and body language are important. Yeah. However, this only can do when we have face-to-face dialogue. No matter China, Taiwan, or Korea, or Japan, they're similar. Sometimes we say we need to go there. We have to face-to-face, maybe with some more alcohol, some drinking, okay, to establish the so-called partnership. Yeah. But I cannot deny, for Western people, they are more logical, not radical. Okay. Yeah. So different type. In Taiwan, I think the young generation face similar issues as Jonathan mentioned, because they need friends, because of a lot of media, and sometimes they lose the ability of getting along, well, with himself or herself. Okay, so it also relates to a good judgment, because a lot of opinion and a lot of companion makes, I think, the personal idea. So a lot of companion and a lot of friends make oneself lose the capability of making good judgment. Well, because every time we refer to others' comments, we refer to the prior experiences, but we lose to experience ourselves.
Do you feel free to express yourself on the internet? Do you feel free to sort of voice an opinion about politics or religion if you feel like it?
Okay. To this, I am more cautious about that. Basically, I just want to share some good experience or some family activities or some working experience. But I try to follow several principles. First one, I don't like to touch politics very much. Yeah, so I did, but only gave few comments to some politic-related issues. Oh, so it's politics. And religion is another forbidden area. Yeah, I try to avoid. Even though, for example, take my family as an example, my mother and my brothers are Christians. Okay, and my wife, same. But my mother-in-law, she is Buddhism, so she believes in Buddhism. So basically, I have get in touch with many religions. So I keep the same distance with them. Yeah. So I think every religion hope people to be better and the world to be better. So I don't link to any specific religion, especially through internet. Right. Yeah. So politics, religion, and some government issues I also don't touch, because it also relates in Taiwan. Sometimes people make things too political. Okay, no real right or wrong, just political. So even though I do have my attitude, so I avoid expressing myself clearly. Yeah.
But you would do that in a private conversation.
Yeah, sure. That's for sure.
With your friends.
Well, I have friends, I have family. We can express ourselves completely. Yeah.
Talk about what some of those changes are that you've seen in the last 10, 20 years or so.
In Taiwan, I think in Taiwan, I personally think Taiwan is a little more or less a little biased. I mean, everything. I mean, the people make most of things more political. So if you ask this, I don't. Well, I think maybe democracy helps Taiwan. If we look at the positive side. However, from the other hand, I also think democracy makes Taiwan in a more difficult situation because they make people people just catch some superficial wording. For example, freedom. Some people overemphasize freedom, but forget the essence of freedom is still by law, by regulation. So if you ask me about this, I think Taiwan is changing, and it becomes more democratic, more free. I mean freer. Okay, but I don't think I'm not sure it's good or bad from my personal observation. I think unregulated freedom is also chaos. Unregulated freedom is also chaos. Okay.
So it sounds like if you have freedom, you need responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
Not just freedom.
Yeah. We need to obey some. We need to follow some so-called core value or some basic rule. But I think Taiwanese people sometimes they forget the principle. They just see the superficial words. Okay, and they don't get it, the real meaning of the words. I mean, so sometimes the situation is not controllable.
Could you talk about those values? What sorts of values were they?
For example, integrity. Okay. For example, piety. Okay, and loyal to seniors or to supervisors in company. Okay, so I think something like this. These are the so-called core values from my perspective. Yeah.
And are those values sort of more from the Chinese side or the Western side, or?
I think, Western side, I think they also have their core values. So some core values are overlapped. So it's nothing to do with either Eastern or Western. I don't think it relates to the geographical area. So they are all true to human race. Yes.